Hi, everybody. There's been a lot of talk this week about elder abuse, about abuse of parents or even clients when in-home care workers are working in the homes of family members. We're going to talk about what elder abuse is and how you report it, including reporting it to the police and adult protective services. I'm Pamela D Wilson. My website is PamelaDWilson.com. On there, a lot of helpful information for caregivers and aging adults and ways that you can contact me for a one-on-one elder care consultation by telephone or a video call. This week, I've talked to family members who were concerned that a sibling, a brother or a sister, wasn't properly taking care of mom or dad. I've also talked to in-home caregivers, either working independently or for agencies, who see abuse by a spouse or another family member. The common theme here, though, is everyone is afraid to do anything. Everybody's afraid to make a report because they don't know what happens, or they're worried that somehow they are going to get into trouble. If you would reverse the situation, imagine yourself to be that older person, that elderly adult who has maybe a lot of health issues. Maybe you have Alzheimer's or dementia and you can't speak up for yourself. And your family isn't taking care of you appropriately. Or more importantly, they're abusing you. Wouldn't you want someone to speak up for you? If you would, that is why you on the other end watching this happen really have a duty and a responsibility to speak up. So much elder abuse goes unreported and the older adults suffer. So what is elder abuse? So elder abuse falls into a couple of categories. One could be emotional abuse. It's a family member getting impatient and yelling at a parent consistently, threatening them, being angry, sometimes even physically shaking them or putting their hands on them. Then there's financial abuse, where a family member may get into a spouse's or a parent's bank account and spend money inappropriately when they really should be spending money on the care of that person. Maybe they take out personal loans or do something that benefits themselves. That is wrong. Then we have the idea of older adults not receiving appropriate care. So maybe the primary caregiver, who is a spouse or a child, is supposed to, manage their medications, make sure that they're taking the right pills at the right time, get the person to doctor appointments, manage medical care, make sure that they're eating appropriately, exercising appropriately, making sure that they are showered and cleaned and dressed, and if they're incontinent, that they're changing their Depends. Then we have isolation. Is a family member preventing you from calling and speaking to your parent? Or if you visit, does that person never leave you alone with your parent or with somebody else? These are serious issues that you may not even know are elder abuse, but they are. Someone said to me, well, what do we do? How do we report it? Well, the first thing is always to report it to the police and adult protective services, but you do have to have enough substantiation. And that's kind of where I help caregivers understand the information that needs to be reported so that your report is taken seriously. Also, if you are an in-home care worker, you are a mandatory reporter. I know you may be afraid of losing your job or having the family report you to your agency. You have a duty to protect the elderly and all of the people that you take care of. A family said to me the other day, well, what happens if APS or the police investigate and nothing's currently happening? And I said, well, that could happen, but think about child abuse, okay? If you were a child or had a child that was being abused, you know that that abuse doesn't happen every single day. The abuse happens over time and it's consistent. And as long as you have a track record where a parent asked you for help or said, get me out of this situation or move me out of here or I need help, and you didn't do anything, that is irresponsible on your part not to be helping your elderly parent out of fear. I'm Pamela D Wilson. There is a lot of information on my website for caregivers and aging adults on this topic, but I encourage you, if you are seeing any type of elderly abuse with your neighbors or with someone that you are caring for, if you are an in-home caregiver, siblings, spouses, parents, I encourage you to do something about it. Check out my website, PamelaDWilson.com. There are a lot of helpful tips for caregivers and aging adults there. Have a fabulous day. I'll see you all again soon in another video.